All right. You're listening to an episode of Transparency and Merit. Tonight, we are talking about SJWs and the coronavirus. And I'm Joe. Brian, so this is a topic that comes up with you frequently. Why don't you give a little background on why SJWs is kind of a thorn in your side, and how do you see it play out with the coronavirus currently in the media and social networks and all that?
Well, from my personal perspective, the SJW basically wants to control basically the way, basic social interactions, and they want to, basically control policy. And, for a long time, social justice warriors came about. Really hardcore ones started to put their views out there on the internet. And the internet was able to push back. Because we had an internet, it was able to push back against these people's ideas. And they were largely mocked and made fun of. And then basically, I think what ended up happening is, the left basically controls the media, but they also control a lot of corporate America. And they decided to push back. First, they pushed back with the ad apocalypse. And then they started to censor. They've been doing this for a while on college campuses. And they took that same type of tactic into social media and also in corporate America. And Charlottesville was their rallying cry. Once Charlottesville happened, they were able to convince a lot of corporate America and the corporate world to basically censor and ban speech, and claiming that it's just claiming anything left of center or right of center is considered hate speech. And they don't believe in free speech. They believe that free speech is or that hate speech promotes violence, and they actually have the right to suppress what they believe is hateful, bigoted, and fascist speech. I would say fascistic speech. And the corporate world, the government, and the corporate world both tend to follow along. Big government and big business have merged on this issue and have silenced the much of the social justice critics. Now, the social justice warriors, a lot of them have really lost popularity, but I think that to a degree, since they lost, they were going to take their critics down with them, and they've done that very successfully with corporate America and with the corporate world. Because YouTube follows lockstep, Twitter follows lockstep, Facebook tends to follow lockstep, and we're entering in, by the way, into really new territory, where we're facing an economic, what is known as an economic and a biological crisis, and I think a much larger economic crisis than much longer lasting economic ramifications than the biological, in my opinion. This virus has caused. I mean, we are really seeing for the first time really third world conditions in our nation today, and it's really shocking. And I didn't think I would ever see anything like this in my lifetime. And I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. It's depressed me. It's not made me. It's not made me necessarily feel good about things. And I think that the SJWs in this country, a lot of them are going to be awakened. Those that are kind of, that have those feelings are going to go into a rude awakening. But others, like the ones who are famous SJWs, I think they're the ones that are going to double down, and they're the ones that are going to really just.
And there's a few of them in particular that you were talking to me about before the show. Who do you want to pull up and discuss first?
Well, if we go to the first one, I think perhaps we should go with the one we pulled up first, which was Blair Imani. And I've done a few shows on her. And she is, she, in my opinion, is one of the, I don't want to say one of the worst, well, because they're all bad in their own way. I disliked Blair Imani for the fact that, she is someone who's, when you look at her personal bio, she was someone born into privilege, into economic privilege. And she's playing kind of the victim. And it's, and I found, I find them all distasteful. I just found her, like, if there was a competition for distasteful SJWs, I would find Blair Imani to be the most distasteful. I think she has a view on Islam that is incorrect. And I'm not an Islamic scholar, but what I've looked at and what I've seen of Islam and those who are scholarly, who are against Islam, the things she says about it, and particularly the last thing that she said about it, I think is completely and totally incorrect. And she considers herself, she became famous by going on Fox News and saying that she was black first, not American.
NPR.
Yeah,
That wow, I'm hearing an echo.
You are hearing an echo from you, and I wonder. You know what? Hold on 1 second. Let me.
I think you have it.
Let me just take. Okay, is that better now, Joe?
Yeah, you had to mute this show page.
I have muted. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So NPR had an interview. All of her, not all, but her big press releases are on her website.
Well, it was Tucker Carlson that had her on her website, and you cannot be, look, and she, and I don't want to play the clip, but she was on TED Talks talking about Islam, and it's really cringe-worthy. It's really cringe-worthy kind of talk there. It's absolute. Pablum. But, she's not that popular. Like, a lot of these people have lost their popularity. And she did an interview, I forget her name, but it's with a British Muslim-born person. And in Britain, these people I think, are also becoming very unpopular. One of the things that I noticed, by the way, is that now their the comment section was turned off when she was on. So she's gotten worse. She hasn't been touched with reality yet. I think to a degree she may, but I definitely think she's starting to lose popularity, and those who follow her, once they kind of get wise, and I think people start to get wise to this kind of brainwashing, and also since people are out of school and they're not listening to their professors, who are really kind of leftist, they are, and as times start to get harder and harder, more and more people aren't going to buy into certain things. I could be wrong on that, but that's, and like I said, people like her though are probably going to double down. They're not going to get their reality will always be like, I'm the victim kind of thing, because that's basically they are ego victims, and the country is going to go. It's going to reach poverty conditions. I don't know if we're going to go full third world, but our standard of living is definitely seems to be going lower. Hopefully it will rebound, but I think this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people to, become, to get real. And some of your problems are just self-centered ego victimhood. Let's go to the next person. Who's the next person that we put up on the is it Cat Black that we put up there? That is Cat Black. That is another person. And Cat, you know what? I said Blair Imani, but Cat Black is exceptionally distasteful because she has gone out of her way to be against freedom of speech, and she is one of the people, and I don't know why she's allowed to have meetings, but she has had meetings with the YouTube power structure, Susan Wojcicki. I think it's Wojcicki, but she's able to air her grievances, and others are not. I mean, like groups that she wants to censor aren't given their voice. I don't know why. I don't know why someone like Cat Black, who wants to censor people, are able to have meetings with Susan Wojcicki and their board of directors, and those that she wants to censor are not. It's really unfair. And this person is another person who will just, in my opinion, just double down and will not listen to any type of reality or anyone else's opinion. If they go against her, the way in which she sees things, she will definitely go for the throat and basically go to censor. And the leftist power structure basically protects her, and that's just the way it is. Let's go to the next one, Joe.
All right.
On our list. Yeah, this is. I wonder if anyone would confuse you with this man if you had a beard. But this is Steve Shives, and you know what? I really don't know this man that well. All I know is that he has blocked me on Twitter. Oh, by the way, Francesca Ramsey blocked me on Twitter as well. I think I did a show with her a while ago, and I think she kind of heard it, and she kind of she ended up completely blocking me. But this is another guy who wants to censor people, and he's another guy that will look at that picture. Can we just that picture of him crying? Is there a picture? Wait, that picture, right? It's black and white of him, look like he's ready to. Now he does look like one of my family members, by the way. Yeah. God, can you look at that? Look at that! My God. Look at that face, Joe. My God.
I think you watch too much YouTube. But go on.
You know what? I do, Joe. I watch so much YouTube. I'm going to cut myself down off of that. I'm going to do
you're you said you're feeling depressed, and get off your computer, get off of. I was outside all day. I
So you feel
exercised,
better.
drove around, got groceries, lived my life. I can't stand watching some of these guys. They're disturbing, especially the censoring types. And I think this guy is one of those kind.
Yeah. And it is, like I said, this is a rather such a difficult situation that we're in now, and it's unprecedented. And Steve Shives and the rest of them, they're all like Oprah Winfrey. This kind of thing. I mean, Oprah Winfrey kind of made it popular, and before her was Phil Donahue, and Jane Elliott started her little game, and
Here's a TJ.
made popular. She was made popular by Oprah Winfrey. And then you have Tim Wise, who is, he's basically after Oprah, but pre the Steve Shives and the Francesca Ramsey. And the person who's kind of gone away from that, who's kind of learned, and it surprised me, was Laci Green. I don't know if you want to duck go her, but Laci Green was one of the individuals that came, to a degree, became a little bit more of a moderate. And her, I really respect for that. Although I think she got a.
Is this her?
That's her, and she does a sex show, and she does a lot about sex. But, and she's still a liberal, but she's not an SJW anymore. But I think that she got a lot of flack for kind of taking the red pill to a degree and kind of joining up. And that's when they really began to censor, because a lot of these so-called intellectual dark webs began to kind of make inroads. And, Laci Green was a big inroad. And like I said, a lot of these people, I think a lot of them are going to double down. Just the people who are talking those SJW talking points are going to they're going to kind of stop doing that. I think a lot of I think you're going to see more and more saying, yeah, I was once an SJW, and I'm embarrassed by what I thought. And I guess the next, and I guess the last person is Akilah, obviously. This person, by the way, sued Sargon of Akkad. She goes by the name, her real name is Akilah Hughes, and then Carl Benjamin. And she tried to sue him for copyright. It's a big, it's, the legal wranglings, but short story, she lost the case big time. And now Carl Benjamin is suing her for her legal fees. And the people who are in the anti-SJW group kind of know this. And a lot of people think that she's going to end up losing that case. And she's going to have to pay. And she was during the case, she was on Twitter saying that she was going to bankrupt him. Well, right now, she's not doing too well. And guess who may get bankrupt herself? You wish bad things on people. And, I mean, her first attorney team, they told her this was a bad idea, and she got a new group of attorneys. And then she, I have a plate that I dropped on the floor. I can't believe I've done that. What a messy boy I am. But, she got And why do I look? Why do I look at the chat board to distract me? I just do. But she basically, Darren, you know what an SJW is? It's you.
If you missed the start of our show, we did do a little explanation.
Yeah.
But if you are just tuning in, why don't you give a synopsis here? What is a social justice warrior?
Well, a social justice warrior is someone who basically believes that, that everything should be, absolute fairness, and they see racism and sexism at every turn, and they want to tell everyone how to act and behave, and they speak for the long collective about how, human beings should interact. And they basically, oh my God, why would she say something so horrible? That's not, you know what? That's just not true. That's not true.
Debbie is dropping truth bombs tonight.
Yeah, she's dropping lies, but that's fine. Debbie, Debbie is a person, by the way, who still owes me a steak dinner, and I could use that right now. Debbie, I've been hungry lately because I need my protein, and I've been overeating, but I would like a good steak. I haven't had one in a while.
I turned off my camera because of my beak.
Maybe I can fix that beak with a good punch.
Let's see Debbie go on cam. Let's see it.
Yeah, where's your show? You know what?
More than welcome.
I'd like to know? I'd like to know where her show is, by the way.
She's been MIA. We do have a call-in number there, 310-668-1969. Maybe you out there have a question for Mr. Midnight Movie, for Brian. Sorry, that's our old show.
That term has been around for so long.
So yeah, it's almost like my phone. When you call me, it says Mr. Midnight Movie. So to me, you're Mr. Midnight Movie. But if you have a question for Brian, if you disagree, you can call in. You can obviously leave comments for other users on YouTube. Most of the people here see you enough, but.
And Angry Brown says, so SJWs are the religious right. To a degree, they are. Anti-racist fanaticism. And then you hated me. You created a monster. Debbie created a monster, and then she wanted to, like Frankenstein's monster. She wanted to destroy it and ruin it. Oh my God! Maybe I should bring back a little bit of the energy that I've had. Oh, my water! I'm getting thirsty. My mouth is dry. But I'm going to try fasting.
Debbie has most laughs tonight.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to fast. I don't know if I'm going to succeed.
Every show we will have a chat board warrior of the day, and today is Debbie Daly for her wonderful
Debbie
position. Yes.
She made me who I am, only to try to kill the beast within. But that's okay. You may go in peace, my son. You may go in peace, my dear. But getting back to the issue of SJWs, fasting hard. So is Darren fasting hard 18 hours? You know what? I'm going to try that. I don't know if I should take appetite suppressants, though. There's a thought of me that I'd like to.
Chat board warrior of the day continues the rampage.
She is rampaging my life.
Yes.
But that is what Debbie does. She rampages, and
Darren did a big fast last week.
I think it makes you feel good. I'm gonna try to fast.
I did good today. I didn't eat until about 2 p.m. and then I had a light snack and went easy on dinner. So, there we go. We got our
calling us by Skype.
First caller of the evening. Hello, you are on with Brian and Joe. How's it going?
Yo, Debbie Daly sent me here. She said I'm out here to screw you guys up. You guys are a bunch of punks, and that she's tired of you guys like taking her airspace. You know, she's a controller. You know, and I'm here to mess you guys up. What you guys have to say for yourselves?
She's so controlling. I don't know. What do you think, Brian? What should we do? How do we defend ourselves?
I defend myself with, if Debbie thinks she has a better show, she should have one on and see if she gets the numbers we do. And they're not very good, by the way.
Oh, by the way, send her this message.
Okay,
I challenged her a couple days ago. I said, Debbie, we're going to do a show. Will you do a show too? We'll compare numbers. Our show did great, but there was no show from Debbie. No show.
Yeah, you know what? Debbie did a replay, and she had 478 listeners. Where are your guys' listeners at? She is number one. She posted the number. Where is your number?
I need proof of that.
Yeah, now I need proof. I'm going to click.
We're going to have to verify this information.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, Joe, can you look up Debbie Daly's show? Is there a way to look that up to see if she's done a show?
No, I would have heard about this. I'm sorry. She would have tried to rub that in my face if she had 400 listeners.
Oh, yes.
No way.
She would have bothered you with
already a challenge in place. I'm sure by now we would have known.
You would have never heard the end of that.
What's the link, Debbie?
Show us the link, Debbie. Where's the link?
And when was it originally posted?
Show us the numbers. And you know what? You got to do it on YouTube.
Yeah, and Debbie gets numbers. That's why I challenged her.
No, she does get numbers. She sent one of her monsters after me to try to kill me, but she can't kill this guy. You can't kill me. You'll never beat me.
Yeah, you'll never beat me. Passive-aggressive maneuvers. Come on, Debbie. Step up. Why are you having your assassins come after us?
Yes, you should call us. You should call us, Debbie. Anyway, I'm drinking some water right now, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to have be on.
This is the best format for our show, man. If we just show images, we could stream and do the live streaming, but if I do it from my phone, it's really fast, so I can do it different ways. But I think with this service, we're not really. The videos aren't coming through very well. So.
No, and it's not necessary. I can look at pictures and just bloviate.
Exactly, much better. That's what we need to hear. People, we need to talk. That's the whole point here.
And so many of these SJWs and these militant anti-racist, in my opinion, they're so fake.
By the way, I did talk to Curtis earlier. I'd really like to have him in. I don't think he's on right now, but I'm going to call him anyways.
Curtis, great. I miss Curtis too.
Answer, Kurt. Come on. Kurt. Oh, well, I don't think we're going to get through to Kurt tonight. But here's the deal. We're going to keep growing, and we're going to have a lot of listeners. So the people that are here now, those are going to be our heart and soul. You are the people that are going to keep us going. So we appreciate you being here. And do you have anything else to finish up on here with the S? Oh, I had a question. So you got an issue with the SJWs. What's your solution? We know there's a problem. Why don't you step up and give some solutions to the SJWs?
Well, I think the one solution is really wherever there is public meetings, where there are college, whether it be college campuses or anywhere, we have to demand freedom of speech. Wherever there are open forums, we have to demand certain types of freedoms. Our nation is being bailed out right now, so public dollars are in everything. And we just, in my opinion, we have to demand open and honest debate. And you know what? There will always be people who will double down. There will always be people who believe the world is flat, or you're not going to change minds, but you can certainly change much of the behaviors, and you can change enough minds where at least certain things can change. I mean, there's way too much political violence on the left, in my opinion. And the and the left gets away with things that the right can never get away with. And it's extreme what they get away with. The things they're allowed to say and the things they're allowed to do.
In short, you're demanding transparency and maybe some merit.
Absolutely. Well, transparent, you can't have merit without transparency. And the way you get transparency is through debate. We're not a nation. No civilized nation is based on mobocracy, and what these individuals thrive on is mobocracy, and they don't thrive on the rule of law, and they don't, they don't have much of a process. They're about emotion and basically shouting people down and the like, and that's not the way a civilized society should be run. And that's about all I have to add on to that. And I'm hopefully sooner or later that is something that will come to an end. And it's something that I'm hoping will come to an end really soon, at least pretty much curtailed, where this, it's just not tolerated. Political violence and stopping people's free exercise for freedom of speech. There's more to go into about these social media platforms and the like, because they are influencing policy, and why they should also be open forums. I have my feelings and reasons upon that, and I'll do a show on that next. But I want to be able to structure my arguments effectively.
If you are just joining us from YouTube, subscribe, stick around, get our alerts so you know when we're live, and call in, leave comments, do all that, but definitely subscribe. All right, are we done here, sir?
We're done, sir.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I don't know if we got into the coronavirus aspect of it all, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, certain portions of the coronavirus, because I just wanted to say that realities.
Are you clickbaiting again?
No.
Okay. Good night, then.